Good morning. My name is Jay Ashborne, and we are going to be sliding into some ranked. I just wanted to throw out my win rate here. You can do top over bottom if you want. Check out that nice, pretty above 65%. Not bad for a new player, I don't think, at least. I'm currently ranked as of this video. It's like 7 o'clock in the morning. I am 1750 in points. I don't know if I'm gonna make 3K by the end of the season. Grinding out like what, 1300 points more or less in 5 days seems pretty sweaty. And if it was like a full season, I could see myself doing it, but I don't know if I'm gonna actually hit the 3K in 5 days. Like I said, man, I've got things to do. That seems really
sacred ground and will now face his
I'm playing one faction. I think I did more than enough. It's like somebody came in chat and they asked me, they're like, how many factions are you playing? I'm like, I just play sisters. And they're like, you have no bonus points on anything else. I'm like, no, I did my 1700 points in sisters, just sisters. It's pretty sweaty. Yeah, I need to get a life. I'm recovering though. Good news, in about a week I start physical therapy, so I'll hopefully be getting some more movement back in my arm. I can get out of this bed and move around, do something with my life. So Sister's Mirror. Evelyn here. I believe that's how you pronounce it. I notice a lot of my pronunciations are wrong. I'm just reading cards wrong. I see the stats, I read the things, I look at like the first 3 letters and I just roll with it. I don't know. I don't actually read a lot of the names of cards. I just know what they do and what they look like. Some debate. I'm like, do I want to force him to trade with this, or do I want to make him spend his turn hitting it if he's going to hit it? I mean, I guess you could clear it with Blast, but that makes him spend his talent, right? That's just more energy investment. I say no. If you want this troop gone, you can clear it yourself. It doesn't matter. Cleansing Flame does it anyway. Gonna lose the shield here. At 2 faith on 4, not quite where we want to be. But Rhino's a good play, and he is playing from behind. He constantly has to respond to what we were doing. So I suppose that's a good thing. I'm going to try and mess with some of the volume levels today. See if I can't get some of the background noise to cut out. Like I said, I'm not using my computer setup, so I don't have my mic or my pop filter, and it picks up a lot of the stuff in the background. My bracelet jingles, the echoes from the walls, the dog when he clicks on the floor. Lots of things pop up. So, all right, Preacher.
The holy radiance of the Emperor
Clears that pretty simple. Using the Rhino to clear the Preacher. Not a bad problem. Get your shield up.
No armor will save from our holy rock.
Let the sister management minigame begin.
And serve him with my life.
So when this card was at 2 health, it saw no play. Now that it is at 3 health, it sees all the play. Where's the balance? Do you keep this card at 3, or do you put it back to 2? I was thinking about like seasonally putting it to 3 health. Like every 3 or 4 seasons, you change the health from this card, Novitate, from, I think that's how you pronounce it, from 2 health to 3, and then you keep it that way for a season, and at the end of the season you take it away and put it back down to 2 for like 3 or 4 seasons. You rotate it in kind of seasonally. He caught up on Faith real quick with the Adeline. We're gonna clear. Alright, debating here. Want to apply some pressure. Don't want him getting that extra faith. Already at 6, let's try not to put him to 8. Prayer with Little Sister. Debating whether I want to smack with Rhino or not. Probably not, I'm guessing. I decided to cast the relics to catch up. Okay, that makes sense. It was either that or Seraphim. I could have put more pressure on Blue to play the Seraphim too. There were options there.
He would not allow this.
Little mini shuffle. Kind of bored. This tree. I don't like this tree. I see this in lots of lists. I don't like it. It's a 4/4 or 4/5 understated. Look, compare that card to like Dominion Superior. It's a 5/6 with 5 health. That thing's understated. Sure, it has flank and it can pray the turn it comes out, but if you want flank troops, I mean, Seraphim has flank. It's 1 less energy. It has more attack too. Like, it doesn't seem. I do not like that card at all. I see it a lot, and I'm never like that card. I never see that card, and I'm like, oh, it's that card. You know, I never get that reaction. I just see that card, and I'm like, oh, okay, that's a body I can clear. I just don't like it. I can see why people are running it. They want a flank slot on 5. I get you. Like, I understand where it's coming from. I just don't like it. I I don't think it has enough effect. I think Astrid's weak as a 5-drop. She can be good if you have like a really ahead board state and they don't have a way to clear it. She can definitely. She is like a win more card. You know what I mean? Like if you're on board and you have board, she will allow you to snowball into an uncontrollable state of you can't climb out of this. But I think it's a win more card. It does nothing the turn it hits the board except give you a shield, and it's a big body. If it sticks around for a turn, it does lots of things and you have lots of problems. But by itself, I like cards that impact the board the turn they come in. That's why I like Rhino. That's why I like Sacred Rose. These cards come into board, they're like, smack. You have faith, we're here, here's flank, here's a troop. It's instant. Seraphim comes down, clears something.
The God Emperor is
yeah,
with
all
us
these things.
until the very
Those are the
end.
cards I like. Things that impact the board immediately when they come out. Snagging a quick win. It's just that, Sisters games are really snowbally. I would say, more or less than not, you get in positions where one person just files out of control while the other one tries to catch up. Alright, AM. Gonna ship some of these heavy cards. Much lower curve. Going second. Actually, I like going second in this meta. I think being on the draw is good. The defense card buffs are really powerful. I think it makes a huge impact. Alright, playing against some AM. Let's see what's going on here. I think AM's pretty well positioned. I'd say I have probably like a 50% win rate against them. Pretty strong. I lose to them pretty frequently. I see a lot of AMs in ladder, and it's not an easy matchup. They either, when they play their Minka into Griff turns, like, you tend to lose those games pretty hard. Those cards create an absurd advantage. Really quickly, too. What's the troop called that has a regiment, and that when a troop dies, or when a troop attacks, it does 1 damage. If that thing dies, draw a card. I forget what it's called. Anyway, that troop is a problem. Servo Sentry is so annoying. Debating where I want to put the shield here. I don't think she can clear that 4 health troop without, like, I think she would have had to have activated her duty on 1 for her to be able to clear that. So I made up the decision in my mind. I don't think she can clear this. I'm going to put the shield on myself and guarantee the faith. A lot of times you'll see me shield the troop. If I ever shield the troop, it's because I'm worried they can clear it. She decides to stratagem again. 2 extremely iffy turns. You really don't want to be casting spells against sisters. You want to be on board. This is the best way I can put it. If you are not playing troops and they play troops, you're probably losing. If Sisters has more units than you, it's going to be really difficult to catch up.
I have vanquished
So,
worse.
Prayer puts this to 5. Put that down to 1. Alright. So this guarantees, unless they can clear the Celestian and hit my Warlord twice and my troop once, I will go to 3 Faith, which will allow me to Sacred Rose on 4. Possibly the strongest turn 4 play. I don't know. There are some other ones that are right up there with it. Sacred Rose on 4 with 3 Faith is nuts. It's so strong. Ugh. I think Sacred Rose outclasses Rhino by like a long mile. Rhino's good, but it's not Sacred Rose and going to 6 Faith on 5. It's not close. Alright. Clear. Clear. Alright. Going to clear this troop too. No duty activation. And shield. The Celestian, when Celestian gets to pray, you know you're in a bad spot. You should really try and clear that troop at all costs. When it starts praying and you have to hit it twice and they start making favorable trades and like barely keeping their units alive, it's a struggle. Alright. So they got 6. Okey-dokes. What are we at? 5 Faith. Okay. So I do have clear options. Let's see if I take it. Indeed I do, but I miscount heavily because I thought this would clear for some reason. Obviously it doesn't. It has an armor. I don't know if you noticed, but when I went to pray with that Sacred Rose, I actually just let go. Because I was like, wait, that unit didn't die. So I traded off a troop anyway. I was like, ugh, whatever. I should have definitely traded with my Warlord to take the hit. I'm at full life. Life is a resource. So I definitely should have traded with my Warlord and not made 2 misplays by giving up a full shielded prayer. But, you know, whatever. I struggle sometimes. Yeah, you should definitely use your life as a resource, especially when you're this far ahead on board. It doesn't matter if you take 5 or 7 damage. Just knock the unit. Your troops are alive. They're still praying. That's one more troop they have to deal with that you are not trading off. Another big troop. Alright, this time we are above 7 Faith. Let's see what we do here. Looks like I'm going to clear it anyway. Taking some face damage. Getting rid of that. Starting to apply pressure. And we'll do the activations for you, ma'am. You are on lockdown. It's COVID season up in here. Stay 6 feet away from others, please. Yeah, she is not in a good spot. Or he, however they identify. They are not in a good spot. Cadia stands, not the card you want to be playing on 7. I honestly don't even want to see it on 4. It takes your entire turn and you don't get the impact or value from it till next turn. And even then, it's just playing a... It takes 2 turns for Cadia stands to put enough toughness in play for it to equate to its cost. So you play Cadia stands, first troop comes out, okay, 2 energy for free. The next turn, so 2 turns later, you get the equivalent cost of that card. It doesn't start valuing up until the 3rd turn. Unless you're ahead on board, I would not be playing Cadia stands on 4. Applying as much pressure as we can. We want to not let them get to 9 energy. Or 10? Is it? I think it's 9, right? Godspear will hit 9? Possibly. I'll have to check. I think it's 9. It may be. I don't want to... No, Hand of Gork is 9. Godspear's 10, I believe. Alright, don't quote me on that. I'm thinking I don't remember cards too well. Tough spot. Full board. But, yeah, okay, 3 Vanguard troops. They did try to, provide some, Vanguard block to stall me a bit. However, I do not think it was enough. We have way more than enough to come back and clear this. Just trying to get these units out of the way so I can get to the warlord. Punch through, clean this up. GG, friend. Move on to the next one. See what we're doing there. Here is where I was kind of at the median yesterday before I fell. And then I climbed back up to 1770, lost a game, came back, or lost a few games, went down to 1650, climbed back up to 1760-ish, which is where I'm sitting. These games, the next two, go out to all the people that always have no clue what they're talking about. I see probably excess of 20 people come into chat every day and they say things like sisters pay to win, but kinda, I mean, you do need legends, they help. I see things like sisters broken, their imba, at least playing games. Some of them are to sister players. That's a bad joke. No, there's the game after this one, I guess, is a little bit more interesting. All right, this really is a shout out to our turn 1 plays and how good they are. Novite compared to I guess he. Never mind, this is not the game I thought it was. Never mind, I guess he did not want to play the Sister's Mirror and said, screw that jazz. I don't know why he conceded, he was basically a turn ahead of me. Alright, so, let's see where we're actually at. I thought we were going to talk about the Sister's Mirror again. I was like, really? I could have swore I did something better today. Alright. Ah, yes. Varro Codex. One of the problem decks, in my opinion. This deck's good. If you've not tried it, it's real good. Watch how helpless it looks from my perspective.
You are defiling sacred ground.
Man, I don't think this deck needs to be nerfed. Maybe just like the ever so slightest nerfs. Maybe like a stat change on some particular cards or something. Even have the Triggerland Novitate, my bad. Novitate. Guy, I get in the habit of saying that. Ugh, I keep calling it a Novite. There's multiple letters in there and multiple syllables. I've read it. Novitate, I believe. I'm gonna keep calling it that until I realize something different. Part of me just wants to go to Google and look it up so I can quit pronouncing things wrong. Because I know the name. I call we call it Avaline for the Warlord. I don't know if that's correct. And I believe it's... There's no N in... Is it... Ali Dave? I don't know. It's weird. I'm gonna come up with nicknames for him. Oh, that was an awkward feeling. I leaned off the bed, and from where my bone broke in my arm, my shoulder popped in like a real uncomfortable way. I don't know if I like that. It doesn't matter if you play Novitate on 1. We have flank troops. They are good. going to take the clear here. That is remotely a first board state. These are the problem turns. The first few turns can feel kind of balanced. The fact that we drew super heavy did not pan out well for us either. I mean, I guess I could put that into perspective too. Okay. I don't know why he opted to cast that there. Maybe he didn't have a play for this turn and wanted to just trigger his Codex anyway, or spend all his energy. Or maybe he didn't want to take the face damage. I would have used face to trade and kill that off and spent the 2 energy elsewhere. Alright, Seraphim again. Alright. So we do have plays. They're not exactly dead draws. They're not the strongest plays we could make. But a real consistent note throughout this is we did not draw a Sacred Rose or a Rhino this match. And it shows. It shows badly. By the time we do find these cards, if we find them, it's late, and the game state's a little bit out of control. Yeah, still don't have one. It's not looking pretty. I'm trying to get on board.
My soul is
trying to gain faith.
to this relic.
Faith has been so incredibly low this game. It feels kind of really bad. Ouch.
He would not allow this.
Pressure, pressure, pressure.
Take them down.
Alright, decides to use face to trade this time. He doesn't have the energy to burn elsewhere. Pressure ring. Yeah. You have to excuse me. Still trying to come out of the grips of my sleep. I slept pretty mid last night too. I don't normally get a lot of sleep.
I have vanquished worse.
It is cold where I live. It's bordering on like 40 Fahrenheit to all my overseas friends. So, in the mornings at least, and it is, just because we're in the Appalachians, so. It's been getting pretty chilly, definitely fall, and I can feel it, especially in my arm. So, yikes, need coffee. Yeah, by the time we drew this, there was not a lot we could have really done in this situation. It didn't feel like I had any out, really. I decide here to shield up and cast this Miraculous Feat, thinking that I just need Faith Gain. If I can keep these on board, he'll be trading, possibly, and maybe I can get the 1 faith from prayer and then find something else. I would need to draw, like, Divine Intervention, I believe is the only out I saw. And for me to get the prayer triggers, you cannot get disrupted while you're invulnerable. So this prayer would put us to 4. I draw Relic, cast Relic, go to 7, and then cast MF again, and go to 8, and then DI, Divine Intervention for the clear, and then I'm on an open board. I think that's the outs I saw. It was a train of thought, and this again, shout out to whoever said I don't think, or people that play this game don't think 2 or 3 turns ahead. It wasn't me specifically. They said there wasn't as much depth or line of thought into this game. I was trying to find an out to the situation, and I really didn't see one. Like I said, I think Relics into DI was the only draw I had, and when I didn't draw it, I was just like, ugh, rip. We definitely lost points on that one. Feeling kind of mid. You can see the instant snapback that, oh yeah, no, I'm not going out like that. And then, we had another run bad game, like right after. So, yeah, these two games, the games where you do not, you'll notice me stop queue here, I believe. No, I was like, this is a long queue. I was really worried this was going to be a bot. I've been kind of trying to cancel queue out and hop back into queue. If the queue goes too long, because I don't want to play bots, I want to play people. A, you get more points. B, if you accidentally lose to a bot on a bad draw, because the bots can curve out too. They play legends and stuff like that. So I mean, if you lose to a bot, God, the point loss is crazy. It's so bad. I would rather play people where you are risking less. You gain less, but you're risking less generally. It tries
You
to
are
carry you
defiling
around people
sacred
I
ground
find.
and will now face his judgment.
When there's no one else online, it will give you the players it has. But if there are people online around your rank, you generally find those people. Alright, Imatech. Probably Imatech Control. One of my least favorite matchups. Not as bad as Scarabs. Definitely not as bad as Imatech Combo. But Imatech Control is probably like the third or fourth matchup I just absolutely... It doesn't feel good. They have a lot of inevitability. You really have to bring down the pressure. You have to provide that mid-game strength, that 2, 3, 4, 5 curve that provides you the overwhelming board presence to feel like you're in a good hot spot in this game. Otherwise, you're just in the most miserable, I've got to get there, and then all of a sudden there's stratagems that cost us, their talents do, and they're triggering the proc and healing through a turn. They've got 2 armor, you can't chip through it. It becomes a grind. I like control mirrors and control matchups, but this one, it just feels like they're a better control deck. It feels like, I'm not saying you can't win in the late game, it just feels like if you don't run well, they will outperform. Alright. So it looks like we're okay for the moment. Gonna put the prayer down, gain a shield. Alright. Attacks to break the shield. Here comes the proc for 1 damage from the talent. He will get another talent. Doesn't matter. MF, pretty dead right now. I'm going to make the plays I have. Play this card. Put damage where I can.
From our holy wrath.
I guess I must have misclicked here, because I really should have prayed to put a health in that chirp. I don't know why I did not. Did I? 3, 4, 1 faith. Yes, I did. Okay. Making sure. I was like, I thought I put a health on myself for a second. Okay, never mind. Thick Vanguard boy. He's going to be hard to get through. Gonna play the Adelaide? Gain some faith. Definitely got to get through these break points because we've been kind of holding back. So we're up to 4. He's got some troops to clear. Necrons has to be one of just Sisters' generally overall worst matchups. They may not be like well positioned in the metagame, but as a Sister player, when you run into Necrons, it just feels like, it's that matchup again. Because you know it's going to be grindy. They're, I don't know, a lot of their answers, just seem to fall in line. They have cards that deal with your cards very well. Ugh. Alright. So 3 here. There's a spread. For some reason, I thought the range form would clear on this. I decided not to go with the ranged ability. The second Vanguard chirp really screwed me up. I did not want to have to use that, but I needed to clear that chirp. I did not want him bringing it back. You really do have to get rid of these remnants in the mid-game. You can't let them linger. And this is why. Because crap like this happens. Alright. Down comes the talent. Kills the unit. Gets it back. Artifice, revive. Yes, you have spells. Down comes the talent. 3 extra damage. Heal 1. Artifice, revive. Okay, boy. Are you popping off? That just feels bad. And, I mean, there was not, like, with the cards I drew, there were not a lot of... I don't believe there were any decisions I could have made that would have changed that outcome. I think he just drew well, and I drew poorly. I'm gonna revive this. This is a tempo play. I know this is not the best revive in my deck, but I'm really behind on board. And I don't want him to start cracking face and taking 7 or 8 a turn. I'm just trying to get on board and provide another threat.
My soul
Thinking about the heal here, I definitely could have not healed, but I wanted to get the value out of Astrid. I could have, I guess I was thinking that I could attack with Adelaide. I guess I couldn't have. If I could have attacked with her, it would have been different. I was assuming I had 6 faith, but I did not. Okay, never mind. I think that was fine. All right, so trades off. Artifice. Everything gains an armor. Reduced talent cost. I believe that's talent cost, right? Is the other one troop cost? There's one for troops, there's one for talent. I don't know. Okay. So, trades off again. Probably gonna see... Yeah, puts a point here to break the shield. Talent comes down to break the shield. Heal 1, Artifice. Revive, no prayer, still at 4. Ooh, what a nasty number to be at. He has kept my faith under real good management too. He's done a good job of that this game. I'm gonna kill this. Have to use, yeah, I tried to hit this, I cannot. There's a Vanguard unit in the way. I noticed it and then I don't know why I went to do it because I obviously targeted it for a second and stopped. I don't know why I went to go face it. Maybe I was just thinking, like, wait, why am I doing this? There's a more efficient play when actually there wasn't. My brain was in the right place, but I don't know, overthinking things. I do this a lot when I play. Outuse the Crusader. Just trying to get on board. Definitely fighting for board all game long. This game was very back and forth for a while. It was very dead drawy, and the later these games go, the worse you were going to perform generally. I did run pretty bad. With that being said, I drew pretty poorly. But like I said, you really want to push these games out in the mid game because these decks, they pop off in the late game. Imotech this especially. You don't want to hit late game versus, you want to close this out. I was scared he was going to crack face and actually lethal me here. I don't know if it's possible with what he had on board. I was terrified. So what am I at? 21? I read 2, 8, 10, 15. It was pretty close. With a couple casts of a spell, he might have been able to proc that with enough stratagems to deal enough damage. I thought it was close. I didn't know the range on which he had. I might have wasted that MF there. Might have been a little bit preemptive. Alright. Gotta start working through these units. Definitely gonna go fetch a coffee after this. These lingering Vanguard units, very annoying. I can't even target that because I have to get rid of the one I deem as a threat. I wanted to provide 2 troops here. I don't like playing the St. Cath so early. Especially in this matchup. Like, if I'm going to play Cath, I want to wait until I have 12E and pull it into, like, long late game. Because I knew he was going to remove a troop here. And I really didn't want either one of them to go away. But I felt like if the St. Catherine... Or not St. Catherine, if St. Celestine got killed, I really wouldn't have an out, because I had such small board presence. I was just trying to stay on board. It felt, this game, I was behind the entire game, so it was just, can't win them all, I guess. Doesn't matter that he's doing his thing a lot better than me. Extra chip damage, why not? Applying some pressure. Oh, was it that turn? I believe it might have been that turn he missed lethal. I think if he did not target the St. Catherine, he missed lethal that turn. So let's count. 2, 6, 12, or 2, 6, 2. So 8 plus 3, 11, 12 plus 7, 19. Yeah, I think he did with the melee instead of the range on the warlord. And then the talent and proccing that ability. I think he had lethal that turn and missed it. Alright. We are at 7 miraculous defeated. Not gonna die this one. I remember in this game particularly, he misses lethal twice. I was rather upset too. I was like, bro, just count. I wasn't gonna concede because he missed it. So I was like, well, I was more upset that the first time was fine because like I make mistakes too. The second time I was like, are you serious? All right. Got some procs coming off. It must have been the 2 turns before this, and I was just talking about something else. But he misses lethal in this game twice. It might be this turn too. Yeah, because I believe he clears the St. Catherine here. The Triumph of St. Catherine. I believe he clears it. So we're gonna hit this. Push us out of the ballpark. Okay. Vanguard unit in play. Have the talent to kill this, because I don't want that thing proccing any more times for additional chip damage. I do have 2 armor. I would like to use it to my advantage. Out comes a Vanguard. Going to play this. Here's a Rhino. We're already praying. Have to attack the Vanguard unit. Why not?
He would not allow this.
Alright, sister. So keep in mind, currently I have 2 armor. So there's 2 flankers that have 3, so that's 1, 1. We're just going to ignore these trades. So that's 2 damage. His warlord has 4, so that's 2 damage. I'm at 8. And then he has this giant over here. So from here right now, I read 4, 5, and then 5. I have no taunts. If he just cracks face with everything, I lose in this position. But he goes for clears and trades off. Especially with the chip damage right there. So it's an additional 1. Even from where he's at now. Cracks me with the 7. So that's 5 damage. Go down to 3. Hits me with the talent. Goes down to 2. Talent killed something. Cast talent again. Still dead. Decides not to. Ugh. I guess he was really looking at the 2 armor on me and just was super fixated on that legend, I guess. It is a very scary card. But yeah, obviously I'm looking for the 1 out I have. Need the Divine Intervention. Need the... Maybe I already cast Divine Intervention. I need Exorcist is what I'm looking for right here. I don't get it. Think about emoting before I hop out. Yeah, 4 cards left. Exorcist in the bottom 4. Very upset. Even second glance at his rank, I'm very triggered in my head. I'm like, ugh, I just lost, and now I'm losing again. But that's the way the cookie crumbles. You win some, you lose some. Don't let it discourage you. Just stay on that grind. You will reach your goals. Thanks for tuning in. See you guys tomorrow. Later.